Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Brittany, and today we're gonna do a book haul, which I know is unusual for me. I usually don't do book hauls because 99% of the time they're library books and I don't always get a whole lot at once, but this time I have so many.
It's Brittany, bitch.
So I'll be reading these books as soon as I can. A lot of them have due dates to the library, but a lot of them can be renewed. So I'm trying to read the ones that cannot be renewed first, and I'm reading the ones that can be renewed later. Or I'm putting them on a request again list. Let's start with the first book, which is the only book I've actually bought. And the reason I bought it, I don't know. I was at Costco. There was a couple different options of books that I knew about that I've been wanting to read. And I don't know, it just sounded really good. I felt it and I went with it. And that book is Valentine by Elizabeth Wetmore. So all I know about this book is it's set in Texas and it's like in the 1970s. And I don't know. It looks dusty. It looks like Texas. I don't know. I'm just feeling it. The only thing I don't like is I don't understand this read with Jenna thing because you can't take this off. It's like part of the cover. And I do love that it is a step back. It's like pretty neat to see all the different reviews in there. I just don't understand what this is. So I don't know. Does anyone know what it is? You can tell me. I have literally no clue who Jenna is. So this is the author's first novel, and let me read the synopsis for you because I feel like I just can't really sum it up otherwise. I think there's some books it's easy to summarize, and this book does not seem like that kind of book. So what we already said is February 1976 in Odessa, Texas. They're on the cusp of the next great oil boom. The men are embracing the prosperity, but the women intimately know and fear the violence that always seems to follow. Interesting. In the early hours the morning after Valentine's Day, 14-year-old Gloria Ramirez appears on the front porch of Mary Rose Whitehead Ranch's house. Arrives in her ranch house, broken and barely alive after a vicious attack in the nearby oil field. An act of brutality that is tried in the churches and barrooms, not barrooms, in the barrooms of Odessa before it can reach a court of law. When justice is evasive, the stage is set for a showdown with potentially devastating consequences. So this is the only book I actually bought. I'm really excited for it. I'm not sure when I'm going to read it. I don't have it set up for like a reading vlog or anything. I don't know. I just really wanted to buy it. It was a good deal. I think this was like $10 and I was like, how can I say no? The next book that I have set to read is The Glass Hotel by Emily St. John Mandel. And I don't really know too much about this. I have read the synopsis like 8 different times. I just cannot really like put my finger on what it is. It seems like it's talking about a Ponzi scheme and like a mystery, and it is a captivating story of crisis and survival where the author takes us through often hidden landscapes, campgrounds for the near homeless, underground electronica clubs, the business of international shipping, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's kind of like a lot. I'm not really sure what to expect from this. I don't know. All I know is that she's a very famous author and it looked good. I don't know. The cover is just gorgeous. So I did have Station 11. I had to return to the library, so I might request them at the same time, just do like an Emily St. John Mandel reading vlog. I don't really know yet. I haven't decided. This was definitely not on my first comers up to read list. I just requested it because I thought I was gonna be on hold for a while and it came right away. But it has really good reviews, so I'm really hoping I enjoy this, but I haven't read Station 11 yet, so I haven't been introduced to her writing yet, so I don't know if I'm gonna love it or not. I'm gonna give it a shot. The next book I picked up is I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Ian Reid, and I've been wanting to read this since last year. I requested from my library back when I lived in California. I did not get it before I left, and I was okay. I was like, I'll just re-request it. It came right away. And I don't know, I'm really excited to read this. I didn't realize how short it is. It's pretty small looking. Yeah, it's like barely 200 pages. So I'm hoping I could like fly through this too. I really do enjoy a good short novel sometimes, but sometimes the shorter novels just don't hit the same because they don't have enough information. But this is like a beloved favorite of so many people. And I wanted to read the book before I saw the Netflix series or the movie, because it just looked nuts. So basically, there's like a boyfriend and girlfriend and they're going out to like a secluded farm. I think it's like his parents' farm or something, and then shit just gets weird. I don't really want to know much else past that. I've kind of seen the previews for the movie and I just didn't want to get spoiled. So I wanted to read this first and then watch it and see if it's more of an accurate portrayal. But I'm kind of like super stoked for this. This is definitely towards the top of my list for me to read like ASAP. The next one I am very excited to read is Bunny by Mona Awad. And I know a lot of people love this or hate it. And they basically describe it as kind of like a Mean Girls meets like Frankenstein meets like so many other things. And I'm just really interested in this because there's like a friend group and they call each other Bunny and they have a smut salon. And it's very Mean Girl-esque. And I love Mean Girls. Like, who the fuck doesn't? And I just really want to kind of get into this. I'm probably gonna read this, one of the first ones as well, because I'm really interested in it. And again, this one isn't super long either. It's like 300 pages. So I do love some good short ones because I think it helps your reading count and it helps you fly through stuff a little bit quicker. But I'm also just really excited about the premise. It's just basically these girls are trying to like get into school and it's like competitive, and they have a friend group that really collects their bunny, and it's like mean girlies. Like that's all I really know. I kind of want to know anything else because I kind of want to be surprised, because a lot of people say this shit gets fucking weird. So I'm hoping it weirds me out. I'll probably read this with I'm thinking of ending things, because I really want like I'm really in the mood for like something really weird and very odd. I don't know. I kind of am in the mood for something to make me cry too, but I don't have any books that are gonna make me cry, I don't think. So I'm just gonna settle for something weird. The next book is Tell Me How You Really Feel. And I cannot read the author's freaking name because they always put the fucking barcode on the top. I just feel like every other freaking library puts on the back or something. Like, why did they ruin me as a booktuber? Come on. All I know about this is it's basically a young adult sapphic romance of like hate to love, and I really don't need to know anything else. This is told from alternating viewpoints and set against the backdrop of LA in the springtime when the rainy season rolls in and the Santa Anas can still blow. These two girls are gonna learn about the city of dreams and how anything is possible, even love. So this is just a young adult contemporary romance, and that's what I'm looking for. I wanted something young and cute and fluffy and sapphic, and I think this is gonna scratch that itch. The next one I'm a little scared about because a lot of people did not like it. It's One by One by Ruth Ware. I don't know, I'm scared. I tend to not rate Ruth Ware very highly. Number one, the highest I've ever rated her is 3 stars. I probably could round that up to 3.5 for that book, and I think I would in my mind, but it still would be a 3 stars on Goodreads, but I don't know. A lot of people did not like this at all, and they said they guessed the killer from like the very first couple chapters. Some people said from the first page. I don't know. Basically, they get snowed in at a luxurious rustic ski chalet high in the French Alps, and that doesn't sound like the worst problem in the world, especially when there's a breathtaking vista, a full-service chef and housekeeper, a cozy fire to keep you warm, and others to keep you company. Unless that company happens to be 8 coworkers, each with something to gain, something to lose, and something to hide. So I don't have like the highest hopes for this, I'm not gonna lie, but I want to read it because it's the last Ruth Ware book that I have to read. I have read every single, get out of my fucking face, Jesus. I've read every other single Ruth Ware book. I read all of them. And I want to read this so I can finally give you guys like an update on Ruth Ware. Which of her books are my favorite, which are my least favorite, and kind of give you a guide to Ruth Ware. I love when booktubers do that for me. It's just kind of fun to see how they felt about each book, and especially when you read an entire backlist of an author, I feel like that's kind of an accomplishment. So that's really why I'm reading this one. I'm not super excited about it. I don't know. And it looks actually quite a bit chunkier than her other novels, which is a little aggravating. It definitely is a little bit chunkier. So next we have If I Had Your Face. And is this cover not like literally, sorry about my ring light, but this is just so stunning. Like, I'm obsessed with this cover. It is even more gorgeous in person. Like, wow. Anyway, this is a riveting debut novel set in contemporary Seoul, Korea, about 4 young women making their way in a world defined by impossible standards of beauty, after-hours room salons catering to wealthy men, ruthless social hierarchies, and K-pop mania. I don't really want to know much more past that. It sounds good, it sounds a little contemporary, it sounds a little fun, and it sounds like it could be a good character-driven novel, and I do love those every now and then. It just depends on my mood, but this was a Goodreads Choice Award nominee, I believe, and I just was so enthralled by the cover, and I had to request it. So that's why I have this one, I'm not gonna lie. The cover really sold me. And I also love Asian stories, and of course this is set in South Korea, so I was sold. The last book I have to show you today is kind of my nemesis. I need some wine for this. Just so you're aware, it is literally like 8 o'clock at night, so don't judge me, okay? So, it's Night Film by Marisha Pessel, and here's the story behind it. So I actually read most of this last year. I read like a good half of it. I read up to page like 286 or something. In October, I think, of 2020. And the reason I returned it is because I had to go back to the library. I couldn't renew it any further. And it's kind of a chunky book. It's almost 600 pages. And I was having a hard time reading it. Like, I'm gonna be honest, it took me a bit to read. It's hard for me to get into. So I picked it back up. I'm 448 pages into this. It hasn't gone any easier. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think this is gonna be a 5-star for me. I'm just finishing it because I'm tired of it being on my Goodreads, because I've left it up on my Goodreads as currently reading since I started reading it again last year because I just don't like taking books off and on. I don't know. It bothered me. I wanted to keep it up there, and so now I really want to finish it to get it off my freaking Goodreads and just finally finish it for once, because maybe the ending will change my mind a little bit, but I'm just getting kind of bored. I'm bored. I'm annoyed. The mystery isn't even like thrilling. There's no suspense. It's not suspenseful. I'm not worried about any of the characters. It's repetitive. So, synopsis, there's a very famous like director named Stanislaus Cordova. His daughter commits suicide at 24, and then this investigative journalist tries to figure out like what happened to her. Like, did she really kill herself? Like, what's the whole story behind her? Because he was such like a recluse and like no one ever even knows who he is. And so they're basically trying to figure out like what happened to his daughter, but I kind of just don't care. So it's him and like 2 other people he picked up along the way, and I just don't really understand why we had to pick up 2 other people. Like, why I couldn't, like, I don't like that they're really helping with the investigation, and the girl has like a weird infatuation with him, and she's like 19, he's like 40 something. It's just kind of gross. So I'm just having a few issues with this, obviously, and right now it's looking like a 2-star. Unfortunately, I'm not sure this is going to be the tea, but I am struggling, and I just don't want to go into a reading slump because of this, but I just want to fucking finish it. I want to get it over with. I feel like I've read this much so far. I can't DNF it. I need to get to the end. Like, I gotta do it. So that was my very fun book haul. It's my first one of 2021, and I think it's like my 3rd ever, so you're welcome. I know a lot of people seem to like these. I do enjoy them as well. I do love a good book haul, but I just don't always get enough, I feel like, to make a video, unless you're okay with me having like 3 or 4 books in a book haul. Just let me know. What do you like? Do you like more books? Do you like less books? I mean, I don't have 60 of them ever at one time. I'm not Katie Coulson or whatever, but I do enjoy a good book haul, so let me know. All right, thank you guys. Like, subscribe, join the tribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!